What up, guys? Undercover Weebs is back, and today we have a very interesting topic that AK came up with, and I'll let him talk about it a little more. But episode 23, baby, let's get it.
Yeah, so when I thought of this episode, mostly I was inspired by the fact that our friends really don't watch a whole lot of anime or any anime. They're all kind of skepticals of anime in general.
Hmm.
So I thought, okay, if you're so skeptical, then I can give you, no matter what show you say, I can find an anime counterpart to it that is 1,000 times better than the live action show. I mean, there is a few exceptions, but we can get onto those later. But I thought it
Yeah,
was a
I
good
mean,
idea. It's not a topic I see tackled in a whole lot of places, so I thought it would be fun to
oh,
cover.
oh, absolutely, definitely super interesting, and yeah, I feel like there's a lot of counterparts that people would enjoy a whole lot if they gave anime a chance.
Yeah, they just really gotta open their mind to the fact that something can be animated, and it's not for children. That is the biggest part for people to get past is
Yeah,
that it's
I
not
would
for
def
children.
I would definitely agree, and the one I'm gonna pick out of this list to talk about first, because I think that like especially right now in our day and age, Marvel movies are huge. And if you like superpowers and that sort of stuff, you cannot go wrong with Hunter x Hunter and One Punch Man. Anyone would enjoy those two series.
Those two series, especially if your thing is more the superhero kind of thing, One Punch Man is definitely the way to go in that situation because it's I mean it's a superhero anime.
Well,
Uh,
My Hero Academia too. I guess
yeah, but
we'll bring that up as well.
I wouldn't really put My Hero in the Marvel movie section because My Hero is distinctly shonen, and I would
Yeah,
not consider Marvel to fall under anything shonen related.
that's true. That's true.
I think Marvel
I'll get
is
yeah.
like it can attract an older audience. My Hero, I would never recommend to one of my friends to watch first unless they're very open to anime because I feel like it would turn them off because it could seem quite childish, especially at the beginning.
That is true. The first arc is a little childish,
But something like One
but
Punch Man,
there you can't watch One Punch Man and not enjoy it. It's just too good.
especially the first season with the level of animation and especially the Moomin Rider scenes. Bro, Moomin Rider
Right.
is goaded.
Dude, and even like, because it's gonna have like that superpower hype part, and like Marvel movies they have a lot of comedy mixed in, and One Punch Man has a ton of comedy mixed
Yeah.
in.
Oh, go
That
ahead.
would just put a lot of people on. I don't know. It's just so perfect, and it's a very good starter anime. And if you like Marvel movies, that would be perfect for you.
The only thing that might turn people off of it is that it doesn't have recognizable heroes
Right.
because Marvel movies are obviously Marvel superheroes, and everybody in the West is familiar with pretty much all Marvel superheroes, regardless of who you are. You just,
Right.
I mean, you know who Captain America is. It's that's kind of attractive to people, I guess.
They're basically our form of manga and anime is that stuff
Except
because
for
like comes out in comic books and shit.
significantly worse, however.
Oh yeah, not even close. Significantly worse.
Well, should we
Yeah.
go on to a different one? I'll pick one off of the list here, and I think that a good one to compare is if you're into like crime solving types of shows, like CSI or any of the Sherlock Holmes movies, or I think House is kind of like that. I've never seen House, but that would be one that's currently airing in Moriarty the Patriot.
I am really enjoying Moriarty the Patriot right now.
So am I. It is probably peak mystery level or peak mystery anime, peak mystery medium.
Yeah, definitely. I think that has, especially if you like the Sherlock Holmes movies or you're into the Sherlock Holmes books, this would really turn you on because you get a look into Moriarty because that's what it's based about. And it's
Yeah,
such an interesting concept. I love the idea behind the show.
it
So
takes the
interesting to me.
angle from the villain side, kind of. Well, not really the villain because he has very reasonable purpose for what he's doing, but he's just not really
Right.
doing it in the way that you should be.
Hmm.
So that's
No,
something that like it's still the same crime solving type of thing you get from Sherlock because Sherlock's obviously in Moriarty the Patriot.
right.
And it actually covered Sherlock for a few episodes, for like 4 episodes, without even seeing Moriarty. It's kind of almost like a two protagonist. It's a two protagonist show because both Sherlock and Moriarty I would consider to be protagonists, would you not? And they're against each other.
Right. No, I honestly would because I mean you can make an argument for Moriarty's reasoning and the things he's doing.
Yeah,
And Sherlock Holmes is Sherlock Holmes. We all know who that is. So yeah, I would agree with that. Kind of a two protagonist mental battle show with a lot of crime solving and murder mystery.
yeah. And if you enjoy or if your friends enjoy a crime solving type of show, which there are tons of that kind out there, especially TV shows.
Yeah.
Moriarty the Patriot would be one that I'd stick him on.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I don't know. I don't know how many episodes it's gonna be. I don't know if it's. I don't even know if it has source material, to be honest. Other than
Yeah,
I don't know if it's
yeah.
based off the books or.
I couldn't tell you. I don't know if it has source material. I'm not exactly sure. All I know is that I'm enjoying it so far.
Yeah. Well, should do you want to pick another one off the list here then, or?
Yeah, I'm trying to pick one that I would really. Oh, okay. So the show Vikings, which I think's on Hulu or Amazon Prime or something. Um, our buddy Kyle, shout out Kyle, if you ever listen to an episode, you're in this one. He's actually watched a good chunk of Vikings, I believe, and he really liked it. And if you like the show Vikings, Vinland Saga, I like Vikings like the live person show. It's a very good show. If honestly, I would recommend it. But Vinland Saga blows it out of the water. It's not even close. It is so much better. If you like Vikings, watch Vinland Saga. It is a masterpiece, and it only has one season out, and it's the prologue. Oh,
It is next level storytelling, and
it's literally, yeah,
that's probably the main problem I find with a lot of shows, live action shows, is that the storytelling doesn't look forward ever.
you
It's
know, I
very
I,
in the
I agree.
moment kind of thing.
It is very in the moment, and I'm not sure if that's because they're not sure how many seasons they're gonna have.
I That's probably the reason.
And there's a lot of live action shows that don't have like really source material, so they kind of take it piece by piece, season by season.
Yeah.
And that's where I think what anime does really well, because a lot of the times you have a manga, it's like a long running manga that has everything laid out and you just follow it. You literally have like a script, and you just even like you have action sequences and art in manga. You just throw it onto anime, and it's just so good.
Yeah, and you're just if you look at there is basically no foreshadowing I really see in any live action. And
There is, yeah, there's not a lot.
if you look at One Piece or something, I don't know if I really consider it foreshadowing, but their characters and stuff come back, and uh, great foreshadowing, I would say. Attack on Titan,
Oh my god, some of the best.
just ridiculous, setting things up in the first 2 episodes that aren't solved until the end of season 3. That
Yeah.
it's not really. It is kind of the main part, but you kind of forget that it's the main goal for the longest
Hmm.
time.
Yeah. God, anime and manga does such a good job of foreshadowing and bringing back characters and like sprinkling things in the first couple like chapters, the first couple episodes that are relevant
You,
last couple episodes of a show. It's just amazing. But
you
yeah, if you
just
like Vikings, Vinland Saga.
since I was talking about Attack on Titan, let's find the counterpart to uh Attack on Titan in the live action world, in terms of atmosphere, I'd say, which is Game of Thrones. I think Game of Thrones is a great counterpart, personally.
Yeah, yeah. I would say they're not like it's not as close of a counterpart, but it definitely has a lot of aspects that would
It's got
turn
similar
on both people.
themes.
Yes, it does. It does have similar themes.
Not nowhere near similar stories or similar worlds, but the themes can be very similar.
I agree.
But Attack on and Game of Thrones is like the most popular live action show to like ever exist at this point.
Very good. Really do like Game of Thrones.
I have not seen it. I was not really interested in it. I guess there was just too much hype around it when it was out, and I didn't feel like catching up to watch the finale or whatever with
That
everyone
that is
else.
that is a show that was overhyped, but it is one of my favorite live action shows. But guess what I'm gonna say again? It has nothing on Attack on Titan. It's not even close to as
Exactly.
good.
That's gonna be the theme of this episode. You find the counterpart, the anime counterpart, and the anime counterpart is always gonna be miles better.
And
Just
like I'm open to
ridiculous.
live action shows because I went through a huge span in middle school and high school where that's basically
All
all I watched.
I mean, that's pretty much all I watched up until freshman year of college.
Right, and it's just Attack on Titan is so much better. And I would say another show it's okay, it's not exactly you can take some themes from Game of Thrones and put it at, but Berserk, if you like Game of Thrones and you're open to reading manga, I would say read Berserk. And that's another one. It's so much better than Game of Thrones. It's not even close. God.
Again, going back to what I said earlier, I think wasn't pretty much everybody upset in how Game of Thrones ended?
Yeah, because they did because that actually followed a series of books, but the
Yeah,
last book was not out yet, so they did a live action only ending,
yeah, that
and it
never
was.
works, and nobody liked it.
I'm in the small minority of people that thought it was okay. I just
Yeah,
think they needed two more episodes to wrap things up. Even another episode, and people would have complained a lot less. But yeah, it was brutal. It was brutal.
again, comes down to the part that I just feel like I guess in Game of Thrones it might have been a little bit different since it is based off of books,
Right,
but
and
they don't really look forward in their storytelling ever.
yeah, and I mean, what sucked about Game of Thrones is they had a contract with whoever made it, and the last book wasn't out in time, so they're like, "Well, we have to put this out. It's the biggest show on air right now, so
They got
they had to
an
just
Attack
they
on
had to
Titan
do it."
thing going on right now. Well, it's
I'm so
perfect comparable then because Attack
yeah,
on Titan isn't over yet and it's in the last season right now and nobody knows what the hell is going to happen with that.
dude, that literally gives me anxiety. It really does.
I
Like,
think I think they got to end it in movies or something. Maybe they'll
oh,
have
they
like
have.
two movies. They saw how much Demon Slayer made in the box office and then they're like, "Oh, maybe we'll just make them movies."
I actually watched a video, a non-spoiler video, and someone said that they think they have to do a two-part season three because they don't think they can get half of it done in 16 episodes. This last arc in the manga.
The manga is still going. I don't know how they
Exactly.
expect to get it done. They need to get it done like it releases weekly, so they'd have to get it done in another. The mangaka would have to finish in at least like 3 months. So three more
Yep.
chapters. Granted, he said he was going to finish in 2020, and that didn't happen.
Right.
So that scares me.
Scary, scary.
Spooky.
Spooky season.
Well, let's move on to a different show or different live action show here. I'm gonna pick out Black Mirror. That became a very popular Netflix show. It's kind of something. It's kind of just like a mind twisting
Yeah, it's
show.
like a kind of like a sci-fi mind twisting. I actually like Black Mirror. I think it's a
I
pretty interesting
I
show.
enjoy Black Mirror. I've only seen actually a few episodes, and I thought they were both pretty good. And it just seemed like it sets something up and then completely goes against your expectations. Um,
Yeah,
and I thought a good counterpart to that is the single season Id Invaded, which is an anime original. Actually, it has no manga counterpart.
yeah, you're gonna have to talk to that one because I don't really know a whole lot.
Yeah, so I'll kind of explain the premise of it a little bit here. So there's something in this world called Idwells where they find they have this device that finds like killing intent and the device sends it to the idwell where these people dive into the idwell and brings them into a completely different world that they solve the mystery in the world based on the person's psyche that like has the killing intent, basically.
Oh, interesting.
It was a super cool show. I really enjoyed it.
Based on what you just said, you know what else we could throw in there? If you like Black Mirror, Cyberpunk has some similar themes to the episodes I've seen of Black Mirror as well. It's got some of that crazy mind twist stuff, and like because there's
Cyberpunk
a
as in
not Cyberpunk, sorry, Psychopath. Lord,
Psychopath. That's
I don't know why I said
I
Cyberpunk.
kind of assumed that's what you meant when you said Cyberpunk.
I meant Psychopaths. Jeez, my bad. But I honestly like I've seen a couple episodes of Black Mirror, and honestly, Loki, there was some similar themes going on.
Mhm. I think well Black Mirror's a very episodic show too. I don't
Right, but they all have like similar like how technology can like harm people and really mind fuck us in the future.
yeah, I guess that would be very reminiscent of Psychopaths as well. I think Psychopaths kind of takes a different angle than Black Mirror does. Not
Oh, yeah,
Black Mirror
definitely.
turns out to be a little bit more dystopian than Psychopaths in a lot of situations, but not always.
And I will say one thing about Black Mirror, once you see a couple episodes, you can kind of predict what's going to happen in future episodes
Yeah,
because they all have similar themes,
very true.
similar dystopian themes and stuff.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Black Mirror, It Invaded, and Psychopaths. Those are three. And since we have Psychopaths up, I'm gonna just throw in if your friend's a gamer and they played the new Cyberpunk, watch Psychopaths.
Yeah, throw them on Psychopaths. Great show. Great show. Just picked it up again, starting to watch.
All right, which one did you want to pick off the list next here, Noah?
You know, I'm going to go with, we can go sports because there's a few anime that not necessarily sports anime isn't up my alley, but there are a bunch of
No,
good
me
ones out
either.
there. And if you like sports, or if you've ever played volleyball in particular, Haikyuu is for you. It is a fantastic show.
Haikyuu is very it's a very hype beast kind of show,
It is, which
and
is
that's
hilarious because it's about volleyball.
yeah,
Like,
and it's right up Noah's alley of his what did you say to me? It like tickles your gooch or something dumb like that.
it does. It makes my balls tingle a little bit. Some shows that do that. Haikyuu is one of them. Another one, which sounds weird, is Food Wars. I love the Haikyuu. I love shows like that are just stupid hype beasts for no reason. And like, if a show can make me stand up out of my chair when I'm watching it, right up my alley. Haikyuu has done this like 5 times throughout the show so far. So
And
good.
it always happens in the middle of like a character develop in the middle to the end of a character development arc, and
Yep.
they do that like right in the middle of a volleyball match, and they do it so well,
No, I
actually.
love that. They do. They do such a good job of giving you backstories in the perfect time. Like they sprinkle it in there in the absolute perfect moment. I love it.
The only bad thing about Haikyuu is that I think it can get very repetitive,
Yeah, I mean, it is about
but
volleyball, so that
but
makes sense.
even with the repetition, it still is like you don't get bored of it even with the repetition because it's
And you know
just
what
so
else?
good.
You know what else I'm kind of a sucker for when they give like the I guess villains in Haikyuu, but it's the other team. But I like when you get villains backstories and it
And
makes
they
you
do
feel for
that.
them. And they do that, and it makes it so much more intense, and it just drives the story along. And they do a fantastic job of
And especially in Haikyuu, it's a volleyball anime, so the villains
that. Right?
aren't really villains, they're just people on another team trying to win just like Karasuno.
Yeah. And, like just talking about sports. I mean, if you like basketball, I know there's some basketball anime out there. Isn't there a really good ping pong anime? Isn't
Yeah,
it called Ping
ping
Pong
pong
the
the
anime?
animation, yeah.
Yeah, Ping Pong the anime. That's supposed to be really good as well.
Yeah,
Um,
Kuroko no Basket is very
yeah, Kuroko
popular
no
for
Basket.
basketball. Ace of the
Yeah.
Diamond for
Hmm.
baseball.
Yeah, I
If you,
heard those are all fantastic. I might have to start dipping my toes into sports anime a little more.
yeah, if your friend's a sports junkie or something, a jock, it may be more difficult to coax them into watching anime, but these are very good recommendations to try to get them to watch it.
Absolutely.
And all you gotta do is have one good gateway anime, and you're lost. You're just sucked in. That's all it takes.
That is true. Except for our friend Cole. We got him to dip his toes in, but he's still hesitant because he's watched a lot of Dragon Ball and Baki, and he's
Baki,
still
he finished
skeptical.
Baki.
But he loved Baki. He loved it. He loved that show.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Baki, why don't we talk about pretty much any fighting related show and about
Yeah.
how many good fighting anime there are.
There's so many good fighting anime. Gosh.
So if you like Creed or I don't know fighting shows, to be honest, I don't really watch a lot of fighting shows.
I mean, yeah, if you like any
Any
sort of fighting,
boxing, any UFC,
even like underground fighting movies, if you like
yes.
the Undisputed movies with like Yuri Boyka, the movie Warrior that is MMA, any of those movies, there's a bunch of good anime counterparts. And anime it there's there's a ton of good ones. If you like boxing movies, Hajime no Ippo or Megalobox, very good options. I haven't watched Hajime no Ippo, but I've heard fantastic things about it. Yeah, I mean, God, if you like MMA and like different sort of martial arts movies, Kengan Ashura and Baki have a lot there for you. They have all different types of martial arts and different MMA styles.
Yeah,
Um,
I hate to
yeah,
say it, but I have seen all the seasons of Riverdale out right now. And in I think the third season, there's an underground fighting ring, and that exactly matches up with the fighting ring type of thing in Kengan Ashura.
Kengan Ashura. I'm such a sucker for Kengan Ashura. It's one of my favorite manga of all time, and I love the anime. If you like fighting, watch Kengan Ashura. Give it a chance because it's beautiful. It's so sick.
The thing is, it the CGI can be uh
A little wacky,
a
a
little
little out
wacky
there.
at times, but it's worth powering your way through. It's like I thought the CGI for the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse was a little wacky in the beginning, but you get used to it, just
Right,
like
and like,
anything else.
and if you're not that big of an anime person, you wouldn't even notice.
Yeah, that's true. You wouldn't even really think any differently.
And if you like, God, Kengan Ashura is a good one, but I also really enjoyed Baki. Baki's just a lot more over the top and bloody and gory.
Yeah, Baki's one I
And
haven't seen, but it's probably one I'll pick up soon.
it's a very entertaining watch. Last episode I just watched, Muhammad Ali's son got punched in the mouth and he got his tongue split in half.
Ooh.
It's pretty crazy. There's a lot of gore and cool fights in that show, but I like Kengan Ashura better personally.
Yeah, I mean, I really like Kengan Ashura. I'm disappointed they haven't continued it yet. I don't know when it's
Yeah,
continuing,
same.
but I hope it's soon.
Yeah.
Um, so let's pick another one up out of here. This one might seem like a little bit of a weird comparison, and that's Stranger Things, which is like the most popular show like in the
Mhm.
world, live
I
action.
love that show. I love that show.
My personal opinion, I think the quality has gone downhill each season. I think the first season was the best season, but I mean it's still a good show.
Hmm.
It sounds like such a weird counterpart probably, but Made in Abyss. If you can get them past the first 4 episodes of Made in Abyss, it's just
Mate, it's a good show. I liked it.
the comparison I'm gonna give these two here is that there's kind of like that other world type of thing in Stranger Things, right?
Right, and it's like a kid adventure.
Yeah, and Made in Abyss is also a kid adventure, and there's this giant abyss, and instead of trying to close it off, they go and explore that abyss, trying to make their way to the bottom. And if you can get past the animation style and the what the characters look like, which I feel like would be the hardest part in watching the
Right.
show.
I actually liked the animation style. I just didn't like the character design. I, you know what? Okay, I'm just gonna ask you this. Sorry, kind of going on a little tangent on Made in Abyss. Like the monsters, they have that different style, like hand drawn animation. I liked that. I thought it was a very interesting choice, and I thought it worked.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I just think that the first few episodes, if you don't know where the story is going to go and how dark it actually gets, that would turn a new watcher off.
I would agree. It does get kind of slow, but there's enough interest in the abyss and what's gonna happen with the main characters that you keep watching. My only gripe about it is that I haven't seen the movies. They're kind of hard to access. But the end of season 1 of Made in Abyss, the last 4 episodes are literally like 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10 episodes. They're
So good.
so good.
So good. When
So good.
yeah, the shit goes down. I'm not going to say anything that spoils it too much, but it gets
Dude,
pretty intense at the end. And the
it
movies, by
does.
the way, the two movies are just recap movies, and then the one movie is uh like continues it on. But the recap movies are literally the episodes
In movie
stuck
form.
together in a movie form.
Dude, AK, we gotta watch that movie because I've heard absolutely fantastic
We
things
really
about it.
do. I really
People
want to see it so bad.
people say that the movie is way better than the first season. Like it's not even
I
close.
wouldn't surprise me.
But dude, that's saying a lot because Made in Abyss was very popular. A lot of people loved that first season.
A lot of either people like hold it in super high regard or people never heard of it.
Yeah,
It's kind of weird. But
Made in Abyss. Check that shit out.
it might seem like a weird comparison to someone that actually watches anime, but I thought I'm gonna throw it in here anyways.
Hell yeah, I'm with it. Oh, dude, I just thought of one that we don't have on here. But the Pacific Rim movies.
Yes, I do. I haven't seen them, but I know of them.
If someone likes those, you could put them on Gurren Lagann, or you could put them on Neon Genesis.
Yes,
Yeah, I just thought of
actually,
that one.
Transformers too, bro. Just put them on any mech.
Transformers.
There's a bajillion mech anime.
There is a bajillion mech anime. There's so many. Cause God, if you like Pacific Rim and Transformers, you could even throw someone on. What are those? We don't watch them, but that wildly popular anime in Japan.
Gundam, Mobile Gundam,
Gundam.
Mobile
Yeah,
Suit Gundam.
yes, Gundam. People would probably enjoy those. I can't talk to Gundam, but Gurren Lagann's
Gurren
fantastic.
Lagann is one of the few Gundam or one of the few mech anime that I've watched, along with Code Geass. But Code Geass is not really a mech anime. It has mechs in it, but
That's in its own league. I don't
that's
even know what I could compare Code Geass to.
yeah. We're gonna leave shows off of here like Death Note and Code Geass because they are just next level, and there is nothing in the live action world that can even touch those.
Dude, Code Geass is a show that the more I think about it, the better it ages for me.
The
Like
ending
I
is so good.
it's so good. Like I finished Code Geass, like halfway through it, I'm like, okay, this is not one of the best anime of all time. Like in my head, I was thinking that I'm like, whatever. It's way above average, but I was like, it's like a 8 out of 10 anime. And then
Yeah,
I finished it, and I'm like, okay, it's like a 9. And now the more that I think about it, look back on it, I'm like, okay, it's more of a 9.5. Like
you
it's
just
really
don't
good.
you don't realize how well everything like all the pieces come together in the end.
Right.
When
It's
you
it's so
I would
good.
agree with you in the fact that I really don't think I appreciated how good it was when I first watched through it. And in fact, I believe right away when I finished it, it was not in my top 10. But then the more I just thought about it, the more I appreciated everything that happened.
Right, and like a show like that isn't really up my alley, but it's so good that I can appreciate it. And the more I look back on it, I'm like, okay, it's a masterpiece. No
It's
one can
good.
say anything more. It's great. So,
Yeah.
AK, I'm gonna throw it back here to Black Mirror. Do you think that Steins Gate could also maybe work for if you like stuff like that?
I actually do. I
I
didn't
think
think
so as
about
well.
Steins Gate when I thought about it, but I think that was probably an even better comparison to Black Mirror than Innovated.
I think so as well because There, talk about some themes that line up. That show hits the fan.
The only thing
Damn.
about that comparison is Black Mirror is one episode arcs kind of thing, and
Yep.
the first 10 episodes of Steins Gate can be a slow burn. They can be a very slow
Dude,
burn for people to get through.
it is a slow burn, but just get through it. And the moment that the first time something happens, that show starts running. It goes from a walk to a sprint till the finish, and it's amazing.
And you haven't even seen Steins Gate Zero.
I haven't. I'm probably gonna pick that up here over break.
I rewatched Steins Gate and Steins Gate Zero with my roommate, and like last 2 months ago, and I'm gonna say it. I like Steins Gate Zero more.
You are in the small minority with that one, my friend.
Super hot
Based
take
on
there, but I like the themes in Steins Gate Zero more than the themes in Steins Gate.
That's fair. I feel like Steins Gate Zero was it more fast paced throughout the whole thing?
Not, I wouldn't really say that. I would just consider it focused much more on depression of
Gotcha.
certain characters.
Okay, gotcha.
And I thought it just hit a little harder than the first season in those types of
Gotcha.
themes. Yeah, I'm in the small minority that enjoys it more, but I'm sticking to my word.
Dude, I respect it, man. I respect it. I do.
All right, so let's go on to anything related to mythology, basically. You
Mm.
can watch Blood of Zeus, and that's a Netflix original. I don't think it's technically considered an anime.
It is called a Netflix original anime.
Yeah,
It
but
is considered anime.
Netflix also considers Castlevania anime, and I mean
I don't
it depends how strict you
I
are
don't
on
get how
your
that works.
it depends how strict you are on your classification.
And like, how can they consider it an anime? Like, I don't really get it.
I don't
But they
understand.
do.
I mean, I think it was produced from the U.S. I don't know. I don't know enough about
I
it.
don't either. Me neither.
But
But
anything
Zeus is
related
solid.
to yeah, anything related to Greek mythology. So I can't even think of live action TV shows related to Greek mythology.
I've
Can you?
seen not shows. I can think of some movies.
Well, yeah. What are the movies then?
Oh, I'm drawing a blank at the movies names. They came out when we were younger. Something. Clash of the
Yes, there is a Clash of the Titans movie, I think.
Clash of the Titans. I think there's two of them. Blood of Zeus would be really good if you liked those movies because
Or
it has Titans and it
if you
follows
play
Greek
God of
mythology.
War or something.
Yeah, if you've played God of War, if you've read the Percy Jackson books, or you've watched the live action movies, Blood of Zeus is really good.
But
I enjoyed it.
Blood of Zeus would be right up your alley. And actually, there's a new anime that has not yet released called Record of Ragnarok, where both gods and humans like fight against each other in like a tournament style arena.
Oh, AK, I'm
And
about to big dick you. I
I,
fucking read the manga, baby.
did you
I've read
actually?
the manga. I
Oh my
did. I
god,
read
I'm
the whole thing.
so excited for this show. I think it's gonna
AK,
be epic.
it has Kengan Ashura level fights.
Does it?
It's awesome. It is literally so
Because
good.
it like, but the humans are not just any day humans. They're like the best warriors, and I think like Adam, like biblical Adam, is one of the humans, and
Biblical Adam is in there. What's another one? Okay, this is more from if you know Vagabond or any mythology around Miyamoto Musashi from Japanese culture. Sasaki Kojiro is in there. He
yeah,
fights off against Poseidon at one point. A bunch of what's his name? Jack the Ripper's in it.
yeah.
It's really
It's
cool.
got
It's
the
really
most
cool.
famous like humans, even if they may not be like real humans, like they're kind of like folktale kind of humans.
Yep.
But then you also got like gods from like Greek and Roman mythology and all different kinds of mythology, and they fight
Dude,
against each other, and I'm so
another one
excited.
I just thought of that has a lot of mythology now that I think about it is the Fate series. That has mythology, like,
That is
and
true.
folk tale. Yeah, dude, Ragnarok's gonna have some sick fight scenes. They're so intense.
I am
Oh,
I am so excited for Record of Ragnarok, and that's coming out, I believe, in 2021. I don't know when,
yep,
but I'm pumped.
yeah,
I'm
it's really
excited.
cool. It's got some really sick fight scenes. I like it a lot.
All right,
Hmm.
let's go on to. This is gonna be another really weird comparison, but it's mostly based off of music, just music, and this is Glee and Angel Beats.
I haven't seen Angel Beats, but I've heard good things about it.
Glee is a lot more high school drama related stuff.
High school drama, high school musical
Um,
shit.
yeah, and Angel Beats, and well, I mean, Glee has good music, but it's all like covers and stuff.
Yeah.
Angel Beats has amazing music, but it rips your heart in half. It is not something. It's not high school drama. It's
Hey man, there's some sad parts in Glee that are
there
pretty
is,
sad, like when people die and shit.
but this was one based off mostly off of music choice for me, and I think Angel Beats is amazing. It was on my honorable mentions in my top tens, I believe. That's how
Yeah.
much I enjoy this show. And it's very short. It's only 13
Yeah,
episodes.
I'm gonna have to pick that up and watch it because I've heard really good things about it.
So good, so good. I don't really have any other theme comparisons for those two shows other than that they both have good music, I guess.
Oh, okay. Here's one that I like. If you like video games like Ghost of Tsushima or Sekiro, or if you like samurai movies, like say that one with Tom Cruise, what is it, The Last Samurai, or Brad? No, Tom Cruise, The Last Samurai. Samurai movies in general. There's a bunch of different samurai anime that are very
Tons
good,
of samurai.
and Samurai Champloo is amazing, and I think anyone could get into that show. Fantastic.
That's an easy watch. It doesn't have. I think that one would be good to get into because it doesn't have any fan service or anything, which turns a lot of new
Yeah,
viewers off.
it's got no fan service, amazing fights, really likable characters, awesome music, great soundtrack. Fight choreography is some of the best of all time. If you like samurai, Samurai Champloo. Some other ones, Afro Samurai. I haven't seen it, but that's pretty Western. I feel like a lot of people would get behind Afro Samurai.
Yeah, it's very. I mean, it's technically not an anime. I think it was. I actually we talked about this in the other episode. I can't
Hmm.
remember what I said back then, but uh, it's only like 5 episodes. I watched it. It was good.
Yeah.
I would think it would have been better had they done a little bit more on character development and less on. I feel like it was mostly just a hype beast fight kind of show.
Yeah, definitely. Roni Kenshin, another one.
Dororo, big boy one.
Dororo.
Dororo.
Dororo, so good, so good. That would really line up with the games. I feel like Ghost of the Tsushima and Sekiro.
Yeah, I think Dororo lines up so perfectly with Sekiro.
Yeah,
Like, it's oh, I love Dororo. It went
dude, you
so
can make
under
a.
the radar, but
It did. You could make a game out of Dororo, and that would be so sick. Like you kill a demon, get a body part back, become stronger. That would be awesome game.
yeah, it would be Dororo and then Blade of the Immortal. Is another one, which I've still watched the first 4 episodes twice, but I haven't made it past that.
Yeah, I think I watched like 6 episodes.
That's a
I
weird one
honestly,
because I don't have a problem with it. I
yeah, me neither.
just nothing. There wasn't that game changing moment that I thought, okay, now I'm gonna watch this whole thing.
Right. Very similar to Doro, the vibe I get from the show.
Same exact color palettes.
Exact same color palettes.
Yeah, so that's if you're into samurais, Dororo, Blade of the Immortal, Samurai Champloo, Afro Samurai, Rurouni Kenshin. There's a lot of samurai ones. We're
There
probably
are.
missing quite a few.
Yeah.
All
And
of
what do you
which
consider? What do you consider Demon Slayer?
I
Kind
would
of
not consider that a
samurai-ish.
samurai. Would you?
No, but kinda. I don't know.
I don't know.
Not really, I
Demon
guess.
Slayers doesn't really have any counterparts
Yeah, not really.
to live action, I wouldn't say. All right. What about any gang related types of shows?
Oh,
Uh
there are a few of those.
yeah, so anything gang related. Uh Bungo Stray Dogs might have a little bit of uh, a curve to people that would actually get into it because there is types of powers in Bungo Stray Dogs, which are
Mm,
called gifts, which do play a main part in the story, but there still is the same gang relations aspects, especially going on with the town and the community and like the hierarchy of the gang and stuff.
yep.
I think it's I really enjoyed Bungo Stray Dogs. I think
Gang anime. JoJo's Part 5. What?
Oh,
Who
I
said that?
guess I didn't even think
Who
of
who
JoJo's Part 5.
who said that? Not me.
Yeah, the JoJo stand over here. JoJo's Part 5 is a great would be a great one to recommend, except for you don't really want to start on Part 5
Right.
and JoJo's can be a tough one to get through.
Have you seen Durarara?
No, I have not.
That's gang related. Bunch of gang stuff going on in that
Oh,
show.
is it?
Yep.
That and I have not seen Banana Fish, but I think it's gang oriented.
Yeah.
But don't take my word on Banana Fish because I have not seen that.
I think Black Lagoon has some gang related aspects. Kinda.
Probably does.
I've only seen like 3 episodes of Black Lagoon.
I haven't seen any of Black Lagoon.
I think there's some gang stuff going on. Yeah.
Well, we can move on from gangs and move on to one of the most popular series among people that are considered nerds instead of weebs, and that's Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Star
Yeah.
Wars is huge in the West, especially with the release of Mandalorian. And the one I chose as an anime counterpart to that is uh, Dorohedoro. And I feel like it's kind of got it's got magic, which you could kind of use as a counterpart as the Force or of the Force or whatever. I don't really watch Star Wars, so I can't say a whole lot about that. But they have kind of the same color palette, same. It's a little bit more lighthearted, I'd say, than Star
Yeah.
Wars, which is saying a
It's
lot because it's not. It just kind of makes jokes.
yeah. Star Wars. Star Wars is kind of like I feel like it's in a league of its own in like what it is. But there is an anime that I just thought of for Star Wars that I've thought about watching and I've never seen, but it's very popular. It's called okay, I just had it. I just had it. Come on, brain. Figure it out. Legend of the Galactic Heroes. Have you seen any of that?
No, I have not.
So I've heard on like podcasts and stuff, people compare this to Star Wars. So my
Really?
Star Wars fans out there, I know there's a lot of you. Check out Legend of the Galactic Heroes because I've heard it's fantastic.
I don't even think I've heard of that one before.
It's very popular.
Hmm.
I
Weird.
don't know much about it, but I've heard it compared, or not compared, but like what I've heard from it sounds like Star Wars. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of the same themes.
For sure. Yeah, Star
Would
Wars
you
is
say
one that I never got into.
what would you say for Star Wars? Would you give Cowboy Bebop?
Uh,
Would that would
I Cowboy Bebop is not as much. I feel like Cowboy Bebop is more of a Western type of show
yeah.
than space travel. I mean, yeah, they're in space like the whole time, but other than that, I wouldn't really give it much of a comparison to Star Wars.
There's like you know, spaceships that fight and they like warp and shit, kind of.
Bro, if you're talking about spaceships, you gotta talk about Space Dandy.
Space Dandy.
No, but
Yes, sir.
that's so distant from Star Wars in every
Yeah,
situation.
yeah, it is. It's just the space aspect's the only thing.
True. But speaking of Space Dandy, it's probably closest American counterpart or closest, not even live action, this one, but things that people watch in the U.S. undiscriminately, which is Rick and Morty. Uh,
Yeah, yeah,
the only thing about Rick and Morty is it is a primary comedy, and well, so is Space Dandy, but how anime is different in that situation is almost every anime can hit you with comedy, but they can also hit you with something that's a lot deeper.
right. But that's something I would say Rick and Morty does really well. It does have some deep themes every now and then, but it's primarily a comedy. But yeah, the like futuristic episodic nature would line up with Space Dandy, and Space Dandy's freaking hilarious.
Space
So
Dandy is
funny.
awesome. This
Space
is the
Dandy's
rare
great.
situation I would probably still take Rick and Morty over
Same.
Space Dandy. Wasn't
Well,
there an
like,
anime Rick and Morty episode or
dude,
something?
I don't know, man, but like, if
There's like a
Rick and
Shogun
Morty was,
Morty or something.
if I just did animation, like Rick and Morty would be in my top 10. I love Rick and Morty. It is such a good show.
It's
But check out
just
Space Dandy.
yeah, Space
Check it
Dandy.
out.
If you like Rick and Morty, you'll probably like Space Dandy.
Space Dandy's
Yeah,
awesome. Just some of that wacky, zany, like world busting shit that goes on. It's awesome. It's
it's
so funny.
just yeah, it's pretty funny. It's a great show. Um, if you're into any high school drama, which I guess you could fit Glee into this category again. Degrassi, I guess that's high school drama, isn't it? I haven't seen Degrassi.
I haven't seen
That's
Degrassi.
pretty old at this point. Any like high school drama live action shows.
Oh,
You can
millions of
there's
different anime.
literally a bajillion different slice of life high school shows.
Yeah.
Like
So
it's that there's so
that is
many. There's
yeah.
probably hundreds that come out each like season.
What's that super popular one? Corn Host Club?
Oh,
Orin Host Club?
yeah, it's like Oran. I don't know if it's. I think it's Oran Host Club.
Oran Host Club. That's super popular. Isn't that just all about high school drama and shit?
Yeah, I'm pretty
There's so
sure.
many.
There's
Just
so many
just
slice
look
of
up
lives.
anime high school and there'll just be so many different options.
Yeah, you can always find an like if your friend has an interest in literally anything. There's I would guarantee there's an anime.
Oh
Like
yeah.
there's even if your friend is interested in chess, there's March comes in like a lion, which isn't technically chess, but it's shogi, which is pretty much the exact same thing as chess.
Yeah, it's like the same thing.
That one is a very slow burn, however. But if you're interested in chess, it would probably be better. And I'm not really interested in chess, but I still watched it. It's a very
Dude,
slow moving
another
show.
dude, if you like vampire stuff, there are loads of anime that you can watch. Now that I think about it, because
Yeah,
yeah, so anything vampire, there's shows Twilight. Well, that's more like like love drama, whatever. But there's a bunch of different vampire shows that people like that are live action or have real people in them. And there's a bunch of different anime we could put you on. My personal favorite is Castlevania, which isn't, I guess it's Netflix, but
yeah. Castlevania is fire. It
so
is
good.
obviously based off of the Castlevania. Is there books or something, or did they literally just base it off of video games?
I think they just base it off the video games.
You know what? Like, I'm not disappointed because they do a
No,
good
me neither.
job at it.
They do. Um,
Yeah,
Castlevania Fire. I would recommend that to anybody. It is so good.
it is
Oh,
amazing, Castlevania. And another
go
vampire
for it.
one, which I don't really know how is Noblesse vampire. Like, are they vampires or not? I don't really understand that.
I, I don't either. I think they're vampires. I think that's what they're getting at.
I thought I read somewhere like in one of the synopsises or something that they're vampires.
No, yeah, I'm pretty sure they are. I've only seen a couple episodes, but have you
Oh,
seen
that's like
Hellsing
my
Ultimate?
favorite one of the season. Oh yeah, I've seen. Uh, no, I'm thinking of something else. But I've seen like live action Van Helsing, which is like vampire and werewolf related stuff.
Yeah, Hellsing Ultimate, another one. Something Vampire Hunter D. That's pretty popular. Oh my god. Oh my god. We forgot about the best vampire show. Oh
What's
my
that?
goodness. How do we forget about this? JoJo's
Oh my
JoJo's
god.
Adventure.
No.
Let's go, baby.
Not JoJo's, dude.
Vampire stuff. Put them on JoJo's.
JoJo's
Yes,
also fits into
sir.
the high school slice of life genre with season 4. JoJo's has a
You want
season of everything. They have a
you
season of
want
everything.
gang. You want high school slice of life. You want vampire stuff. You want an adventure throughout the desert with a crazy shonen power. You got it all, baby. Check out JoJo's.
JoJo's has no identity. Its identity is meme.
Its identity is meme, crazy fights, and just absolutely creative as fuck writing.
Yeah, I don't know how it managed to stay that popular with all the plot holes and all like it has probably the
Dude,
sloppiest like actual writing I've ever seen in a manga.
dude, the reason that it's so popular and everyone loves it is because like you just take it as JoJo's. That's what it is.
That is the
It's like
thing.
its own different category. It's just JoJo's.
It is like you any like logic just you just have to throw it out the window in JoJo's. Just straight out the
It's
window.
it's the funnest show. Like you can have so much fun watching JoJo's and getting into it. It's just such a good vibe. Oh, I love that show, man.
It's can parts of it can be a little tough to get through, I think, personally.
Yeah, I agree. You know what I
Especially
think?
part 3, like the middle of
Dude,
part 3 took
I agree.
forever.
And everyone drops the show at part 4, which I think is just dumb.
Part 4 is like my favorite
All of my
part.
roommates all of my roommates dropped it on part 4. All of them.
Part 4 is so good. I
I just
love
don't
part
get how you can
4.
get through part 3. You can get through all of part 3 and then drop it on part 4. What?
Part 3
Part 4 is better.
sucked. The only good part
Part
of
4 is
part 3
way
was the
better.
very end when he faced
Yeah.
Dio and we lost our boy Kakyoin.
Kakyoin. God, screw Kakyoin. We lost our boy Iggy.
Yeah, we did lose. We lost a few people at the end there.
Yeah. I just think part 5 is basically just a
And
better version of
Avdol.
part
Shit,
4.
we lose like everybody in the end.
Yeah. You just get Polnareff.
Yeah,
The
Polnareff's his
goat.
goat though. Yeah, I mean,
But
he
would you
needed
say
to come
part
back to be
5?
a turtle. So,
I think part 5 just did part 3 way better in every aspect.
pretty much, it's kind of got the same overall. Like, there is pretty much direct parallels. He just basically chose a different setting and a different goal. But in
Yeah.
the end, it's all the same, basically.
I mean, personally, I like Bucciarti and Mista more than
Bro, I
anyone in
love
part 3.
Mista. Mista's has my favorite stand, I think.
It's
The
such a cool stand.
six Sex Pistols or whatever.
Yep.
Thing's beast mode.
AK, if you were a stand, you'd be Moody Jazz.
Fuck that. Moody Jazz blows. Moody Jazz is like the worst. Actually, I think I'd rather have Moody Jazz than Narancha's stand.
mm,
I don't like
yeah.
Narancha's stand that much.
Yeah. I'd rather have the Forgotten Part 5 character where he has like the crazy OP
Yeah,
kill anyone
that guy
stand.
just like took his exit in the middle, like just so
Yeah.
random.
Dude,
Perfectly
when
fits
you brought that
JoJo's, I
up to me,
guess.
that's just so funny. Talk about a plot hole. That one of the strongest characters just leaves. He's just written off the show.
Yeah, people think it's because he made him too strong. and they
Dude, he
were like,
low-key
"Oh
did.
shit, yeah, dude, he's so powerful."
If he gets close to anyone, they're dead. He can kill any person immediately. They're just gone.
Yeah, it's. I mean, he like gives off that gas. Yeah, it's. He's beast.
He almost killed everyone. The only reason he didn't, he almost killed Giorno, and the only reason he didn't is because Giorno spawned a snake in the gas, which then had the antibodies to his poison.
Yeah, but Giorno's is kind of OP for different reasons.
Yeah. Actually, you know what standout have, AK? The one where you take someone's DNA and download it into the little machine that creates a
That one
stand.
is sick. That one's invincible because you like you kill the stand, but the stand user doesn't die because you can just make a new one.
Yeah, that one's OP.
Unless maybe you have to like break the machine or something.
Yeah,
But the stand user doesn't have to be anywhere near the stand, so that'd be a tough one.
that that's true.
But
That's a
no,
good
you
one.
definitely get Pesca's stand, bro. The guy
How
with
dare you,
the guy with the fishing pole,
dude? That one is kind of OP.
dude. That one blows.
That one's kind of OP, man.
He's got a fishing hook that goes through walls.
Dude, he literally his head is a pickle.
Yeah,
His head is
he's
literally a pickle,
he's
bro.
the weirdest looking character in all of JoJo's for sure.
Oh God, I love JoJo's. They could just have a dude with a very oval, lumpy head thrown in there.
Yeah, that's Iraqi for you.
Dude, only JoJo's is gonna take one of the most beloved characters and turn him into a turtle.
That is true. That is, I did not see that coming. I also,
Dude,
yeah.
any other any other things you can like comparisons you can make here?
To
Uh,
JoJo's or just in
no, I'm
general?
just saying like in general.
I don't know. Basically, the moral of the story of this episode is that any live action has an anime counterpart, except I would say the only few that don't are shows that are live action that are purely comedy, like slapstick comedy, like
Yeah,
like
like
The
The
Office
Office
or Parks and Rec or Brooklyn
or
99.
Community.
I hate to
Yeah.
say it, but if that's your friend's favorite show, you might just be shit out of luck.
Yeah, there
Because
might just be nothing you can put them on.
first of all, if The Office is your friend's favorite show, they have no identity.
That's true. God, dude, I love The Office
The
though. It's the
Office is
only
good,
comedy
but
show that like makes me laugh every episode, no matter what.
Brooklyn 99 is I like Brooklyn 99 better than The Office, but
I haven't seen Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
it's pretty amazing actually. It's probably my favorite live action comedy.
Yeah.
But yeah, if I hate to say it, but if you ask your friend, uh, what there is their favorite show, so you can try to recommend an anime to them. If they say something along along the lines of that, you may just be shit out of luck. I mean, I am unaware of anime that actually is just 100% comedy, because
And like anime comedy and Japanese comedy is just so much different than
very
ours.
much
Like it's just totally it's just not it's just a lot different.
it's.
It'd be hard to
I feel
put them
like
on something.
anime comedy is more just people being stupid,
Yeah.
and American like live action comedy is more like dicey jokes, like jokes
Right.
that like you're not sure if are is actually okay to laugh at or not.
Yep.
Yeah.
I guess okay, if your friend likes reading like long adventure stories, because my cousin is a huge, huge book reader. Like he'll read like 12 book massive series that are like our
I
adventure
can't do that.
stories. Put them on One
One Piece.
Piece. Put them on it.
Somehow we find our way back into One Piece at the end of the episode.
Dude, there are big like adventure novels that are just like have so many different volumes. Dude, throw them on One Piece. If they like reading, put them on it. It's the best adventure story in all of fiction. I don't care what anyone says.
It is pretty amazing. One last comparison, the only one left on our list that I think that we didn't say is Breaking Bad, which is a super popular show, which is drug related and stuff. I have not seen Breaking Bad. It's very popular, but I haven't seen it. But a show that does have drug related things is Great Pretenders first season or first arc. I think it's the first arc. Yeah, it's the first arc. I don't know how
Yeah,
well it compares to it other than that. But I think Breaking Bad is a little more serious than the Great Pretender.
yeah.
But you might as well
That's
throw
probably
that
going
out
to be
there.
the next live action show I watch is Breaking Bad because I've heard nothing but fantastic things about it.
Yeah, I've my parents watched it and they really enjoyed it. So,
Yeah,
well, I think I think
is
we're
that
pretty
it? Is
much
that all we
done.
got?
I don't.
We're 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 calling her an episode. Well, there we are, folks. Have your friends listen to this if they want to be put on some really good anime.
Yeah, and we will be releasing 2 episodes a week, I believe. Still, we
Yeah,
just started that. You'll probably see our One Piece episode come out a few days after this one. So the
yeah,
next
and I
one
mean
is
we're
Alabasta Saga.
right, and we're going back to school soon, so our schedule will be more normal. Just the holidays kind of threw a wrench into
Yeah,
everything.
this has got a little bit out of whack. When we figure out how our schedules clash with school, it'll be more
We'll,
consistent.
we'll be back 2 episodes a week. You guys are welcome. Start reading One Piece. Check us
Yes.
out.
Well, till next time.
Later, guys.